Good morning, my fellow viewers. Today, we shall be looking at what number base, and most precisely, we shall be looking at how to multiply in what number base. Multiplication, multiplication in number base system. Okay, this is what we shall be looking at this morning. How to multiply numbers in what number base. First, let's pick one example and see how to multiply. It may look as if we are applying the other method of multiplication, but in number base, the basis is what we use in multiplying. How to get now? After we might have finished our multiplying, we must have to add up whatever thing we multiply. That's where the law of multiplication comes in. Are we together now? Now let's pick one example and solve. Okay. Let's assume we have been given what? Example number 1. Let's say we have been multiply 1 0 1 1 1 by 1 1 0 1 in base 2. Okay, as I have told you before now, I said the highest number in a base 2 number is 1, while the lowest is 0. Are you following now? Now let's now see how we can multiply this 1011 by 1101 in base 2. Following? So the first stage you have to do here is this. You now bring out what you're multiplying. 10111 multiplied by what? 1101. Are you following now? Now you just draw your line this way. Are you there? Now you start multiplying by saying, okay, as just the way we normally multiply in our normal multiplication. 1 times 1, before then you put your base 2 here. 1 times 1 is 1, right? Are you there? So 1 times this one here is still 1. Following now? Then this 1 times this one here is still 1. Following now? 1 times 0, you know that anything times 0 is 0, right? Therefore this same 1 times 0 is equals to 0, right? And 1 times 1 is equals to 1. We are done with the first one here. Are we together now? Now we'll now move towards the second one here. And every multiplying you are multiplying, it must be under that which you are multiplying. Are you following now? How? Let's do it and see. 0 times 1 is 0. Now to that anything multiplied by 0 is 0, right? Now 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. And 0 times 1 is 0. Have you considered that? Now let's move toward the next stage. When we are now multiplying this, as I've told you earlier, every multiplying we are multiplying, it must be under that which we are multiplying, right? Now 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 0 is 0. And 1 times 1 is 1. Have you seen that now? Let's move toward the last one now here. Are you following now? It must be under it, right? 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 0 is 0. And 1 times 1 is 1. Have you seen this now? So we are done with the multiplying now. This now the time for us to add up all that we have multiply. This is where the law of number base comes in, right? All we are doing here is in base 2. But to make it very easier for us, so that at least no space will be left on deck, let's just assume 0 to everything he's in here, because 0 plus anything is still that thing, right? Let's just put a 0 here, put a 0 here to just complete the whole space, and put what is 0 here, is 0 here, and what is 0 here, okay? So that we can add up what we are adding up, so that there will be no space on deck, right? Now let's now start and see. The first thing you will do is this. As I've told you in my law, which I gave to you, you check the total numbers we are having here. How? By counting them 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. You can see that this 8 here is the highest. Are we there? But here is 7, here is 6, here is 5, right? But this 8 is the highest now. So now, according to the principle which I brought, so the first idea, you just put your what? Minus 2, comma, minus 2 equals to, minus 2 equals to, that means your minus 2 will be up to what? 8, right? Minus 2 equals to, 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 how many do we have there? We have 7. The last one is what? Minus 2 equals to, right? The reason why I'm putting this minus 2 here is for us to what? Break it down to what? The lowest. As I've told you earlier, the highest number in what? A base 2 number is what? 1, and the lowest is what? 0. That's to say, every addition we are adding here, it must not be what? Up to what? 2. You more than 2, it must be what? Below 2, which is 1 or what? 0. And that's the reason why I'm placing what? This formula here. This is my formula for what? Base of numbers. Okay, now let's now move straight to what we've multiplied and see how we can what? Add up that which we have got multiplied. Okay, now 1 plus 0 is 0, plus 0 is, sorry, 1 plus 0 is what? 1, 1 plus 0 is what? 1, and 1 plus 0 is what? 1, right? And in this case now, it's not what? Up to what? 2, right? Put your 1 here because what? It's not up to 2. Then you cancel what? The first formula. Yeah, you come back again, you add up. 1 plus 0 is what? 1, plus 0 is what? 1, plus 0 is what? 1, right? Is it up to 2? No. So you just write your 1 here and cancel what? The next one also. Do you get now? You move to what? The third line now. 1 plus 0 is what? 1, plus 1 is what? 2, plus 0 is what? 2, right? And you can see that 2 is the base we are being given. And now we have to what? Break it down now. So now you put your 2 here, right? 2 minus 2 is what? 0, right? Put down your what? 0 here now. Put down 0 here now. But look at it very well. We only subtracted what? 1 times according to the law. Now that's once we subtracted it, now becomes our what? Remainder. Yeah, now that becomes what? Our what? Remainder. You now come back and check the fourth one. Let's add up now. 0 plus 0 is what? 0, plus 1 is what? 1, plus 1 is what? 2, right? Plus the ones you subtracted, it's now 3, right? Therefore 3 minus 2, 3 minus 2 is what? 1, right? Put your what? 1 here. And it's just 1 times you subtracted it, right? Put it as what? A remainder for 1, because it was just 1 times you was subtracted. You come back there. Let's go to the fifth one now. 1 plus 1 is what? 1, right? Plus 1 is what? 2. 1 is what? 3, right? Plus the remainder we have here before, it's now 4, right? Therefore 4 minus 2 is equals to what? 2, right? Once we subtracted, and now this one is still up to 2. We have to break it down again. If I follow now, put a minus what? 2 again, right? Equals to what? 0, right? This remainder 2 now, right? You come down here and what? Put your 0. Remainder what? Remainder 2, right? First subtraction, second subtraction. Do you get that now? Let's now move to what? The sixth one. 0 plus 0 is what? 0, plus 1 is what? 1, right? Plus these two remainder we have now 3, right? Plus this 3, right? Now go down, put your 3 minus 2 is equals to what? 1, right? Remainder 1. Remainder what? 1. Do you get now? Let's move towards to the seventh one now. 1 plus 0 is what? 1, plus that remainder is what? 2, right? Therefore 2 minus 2 is equals to what? 0, right? Put your 0 here, put your 0 here, and put your remainder 1 here. Do you get now? Let's move to the last one now. 1 plus your remainder 1 is what? 2, right? 2 minus 2 is what? 0, right? Put your 0 here, and since there's nothing to add again, the remainder which is here now, you bring it down here, I would put it to what? The last part here. This is the answer you have in base 2. Do you understand? This is just how to what? Apply it in our number base. This is how to what? Multiply number in what? Number base. I believe this one is really impactful. Hopefully now. So in case you are being given, even if you are being given multiple multiplication, it can be 2, it can be number in base 3, it can be number in base 4, it can be number in base 5, it can be number in base 6, base 7, base 8, base 9. So all you need to do here is this: you just put your minus. If it's in base 2, say by base 3, you put your minus 3. As soon as you're done with the multiplication, when you start adding now, let all your numbers not be up to what? 3 or above 3, maybe below 3, that is to say 2, 1 and 0. Hopefully now, if it's base 4, that whatever you are multiplying, when you start adding it, it must not be what? Up to what? 4. Rather, you put your minus, your formula, which is the minus 4, minus 5, minus 4, minus 4, equal to the number of what you have. Are you okay with that now? So if this lesson is really impactful, please subscribe and like my channel. Thank you.